For this job showcase, we're going to be taking a look at one of the last two non-DLC female-only jobs I have left to cover, and it's a bit of an odd one, but ultimately fairly decent. That job is the Hostess. But before we get into the video, just a quick reminder that you can find links to all of my Yakuza Like a Dragon coverage, including an overview of the battle system, the job system, and more in the video description. Also, be sure to follow me over on Twitch where I stream most nights. We play a lot of RPGs, especially JRPGs, and oftentimes play games well before their Western release as I translate them throughout our playthroughs. The Hostess is an almost entirely offensive-oriented job with a mix of blunt physical abilities as well as magic abilities dealing both cold and fire damage. Additionally, all of its offensive abilities have the chance to cause various status ailments, making it quite potent in battle. The oddity of this job lies in its stat breakdown, as overall it has pretty bad stats across the board, with only magic standing out as being good. This is odd because half of its kit deals physical damage. Additionally, the Hostess's weapon of choice, the handbag, recovers MP on hit like a magic-based weapon would in Yakuza Like a Dragon, but deals blunt physical damage with each hit. In fact, it's not until you get a late-game handbag that actually has a property on it that allows the job to use its magic stat for its standard attack calculations. The only thing I can think of is that this job is set up so that Sayako can use it as a magic job, and Eddie can use it as a physical job. Still, it's a strange one. But speaking of Sayako and Eddie, they do have requirements to actually become a hostess as it's not a primary job. Well, Eddie has requirements as Sayako can become one as soon as you gain the ability to change jobs. Eddie, on the other hand, must be at least character level 20 and have a friendship or bonding level of 2. Job abilities for the Hostess can be broken down into two categories, offensive and support. As stated earlier, the job can deal both physical blunt damage as well as magic cold and fire damage, with cold damage being the more prevalent of the two. Because of this, the Hostess actually synergizes fairly well in the early game with Namba's homeless job that uses a lot of fire magic damage by giving your team more damage options. As for all of the different status ailments the job can potentially cause, cold is the most common, which will see the enemy taking damage every turn. For support, the Hostess has 3 abilities. Cutie Smile is nice as it removes all status ailments from all allies, and Sexy Pose will lower a target's defense while potentially charming them in the process. Then there is After Service, which can remove an enemy from the battle, but sadly, this has an incredibly low chance of actually working, so the ability feels kind of worthless. So in summary, the Hostess is an offensive-oriented job with access to both physical blunt damage and 2 types of magic damage. However, its stats don't really support this as only its magic is actually decent. Still, as a magic job, the Hostess does synergize nicely with Namba's homeless job early on with its access to the cold damage type. Finally, the ability to cure all status ailments from all allies is nice and definitely useful. And that about does it for this quick overview of the Hostess job and Yakuza Like a Dragon. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below. And if you enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please be sure to leave a like on the video and consider subscribing. And don't forget you can catch me over on my Twitch channel or my Discord server, both linked in the video description. Until next time, take care.